What if I told you the secret to finally quitting smoking, learning a language, or mastering any difficult skill has been hiding in plain sight for 800 years? Locked away in the stones of these ancient cathedrals. These are the great Gothic cathedrals, marvels of faith, art, and, above all, engineering. For centuries they have soared towards the heavens, defying gravity and the ravages of time. We see them as relics of a bygone era, but they are also timeless manuals for building things that last. In our modern world, we approach self-improvement with the mindset of a sprinter. We want instant results. We download the app, buy the course, make the grand New Year's resolution. We try to build a skyscraper overnight, and inevitably, within weeks, our motivation collapses under the weight of its own ambition. We build on sand, and our foundations give way. The master builders of the Middle Ages would have been baffled by our approach. They understood that building something truly magnificent, something that endures, requires a different philosophy entirely. It requires the cathedral effect. A cathedral's most important feature is the one you will never see: its foundation. Builders would spend years, sometimes decades, simply digging, laying a massive, solid base of stone deep within the earth. They knew the soaring spires and vaulted ceilings were only possible if the groundwork was flawless. When we build a habit, we often ignore the foundation. We focus on the outcome, running the marathon, instead of the foundational act, putting on your running shoes and walking out the door. The foundation of any new habit is the why and the how small. Your why is your deep emotional reason. Your how small is the 2-minute rule. Can you make the first action so easy it's impossible not to do? The master builders didn't start by lifting the spire. They started by digging a hole and laying a single, perfect stone. That is your foundation. The defining innovation of Gothic architecture was the flying buttress. Before this, cathedral walls had to be thick and bulky to support the heavy stone roof, leaving little room for those magnificent stained glass windows. The buttress solved this by externalizing the support. It takes the immense, crushing pressure from the walls and elegantly transfers it to the ground, allowing the walls to be thin, graceful, and filled with light. In our lives, the stress of a new habit is the friction, the bad days, the moments of weakness. We often try to bear this stress internally through sheer willpower, but like a wall without a buttress, we eventually crack. The secret is to build external support systems. These are your flying buttresses. Tell a friend your goal. This creates accountability. Schedule your habit in a calendar. This removes the stress of deciding when. Prepare your environment. Lay out your workout clothes. Put the junk food out of sight. These external systems take the load off your willpower, allowing your resolve to stand tall and let the light in. The secret to building a habit that lasts a lifetime is hidden in the ceilings of 800-year-old cathedrals. The builders faced an impossible problem: how to support a massive stone roof without the whole thing collapsing. Their solution was the ribbed vault. Instead of one massive, impossibly heavy slab, they used a skeleton of stone ribs to channel all the weight and pressure down specific, strong pillars. The panels in between could then be made of lighter stone. It's a system of focused pressure. When we try to change everything at once, eat healthy, exercise, meditate, and learn a new language, all starting Monday, we are trying to hold up the entire stone slab. We inevitably collapse. The cathedral method is to focus on one habit at a time. Make that your pillar. Channel all your energy into making that one thing non-negotiable. Once that pillar is strong, once the habit is automatic, you can begin building the next one. This is how you build a life of strength, not a life of stress. The construction of a great cathedral often outlived its original architect and its entire first generation of builders. Chartres Cathedral took over 60 years. Cologne Cathedral took an astonishing 632 years. How did they maintain focus? They had a master plan, a blueprint so clear, so detailed, that a stonemason's son could take over his father's work knowing exactly what to do next. They embraced generational patience. They weren't building for themselves, they were building for God and for posterity. They celebrated the laying of a single section of wall with the same reverence as the completion of a spire, because they knew it was all part of the same grand design. We must do the same with our habits. You will not master the piano in a month. You will not have a perfect physique in a few weeks. You must fall in love with the process, not just the destination. Track your progress. One more page read, one more workout completed, one more day sober. These are your stones. They seem small in isolation, but when guided by your master plan, your vision for the person you want to become, they accumulate into a monument. Celebrate the small wins. Be patient. You are building a legacy of character. A cathedral is more than stone. It is a belief system made tangible. It is the physical manifestation of patience, strategy, and foresight. It teaches us that true strength is not about brute force, but about intelligent design. So the next time you set a goal for yourself, don't think like a tech startup seeking rapid growth. Think like a master builder. Lay a deep foundation. Build your flying buttresses of support. And have the patience to lay one perfect stone day after day. Because the habits you build today are the cathedrals of character that your future self will inhabit. And that is a truly worth building structure.